Hi there, welcome again to the Doo Wop Chocolate Cafe Cookery School. Today I'm going to make something that looks fantastic, works beautifully if you're doing a dinner party, it will impress your friends and it will certainly upset your enemies with a bit of luck. Right, so firstly, what I've got is a pastry. This is a very rich short crust pastry. It resembles shortbread when it eventually comes out of the oven, and it tastes like shortbread. So here I've got 170 grams of plain flour, sifted. In here, ground rice or semolina. In this one, caster sugar. And here, I've got 140 grams of cubed cold butter. For the caramelized pears, I've quartered pears. I've cored them, just taking the core out. And in here, I have 85 grams of butter and 85 grams of granulated sugar. Grams of butter in here, 85 grams of granulated sugar, and I've arranged my pears in a type of flour. I'm going to leave those caramelising there for at least 20 minutes. And I'm just going to finish rubbing it off together. Gentle action, remember cold hands as best you can, everything kept as cold as you can. So here's the bind. The bind is 1 egg. That's going in. Trickle it around the side. Not quite all of it, because I'll add to it if I need it. And this is what I bring it together with, a normal table knife. That's nice and cold too. So I'm going to bring this pastry together. And remember, the less liquid, the better. The shorter, the better. And then it melts in your mouth. So a bit more liquid goes in. Trickle that all around with your knife. All you're actually aiming to do is kind of wet it, but not too wet. Right, I can see now it will come together into a ball. I'm then going to wrap it in cling film and I'm going to put it in the fridge for half an hour. Then I'm going to roll it out into a disc in order to get it on top of my frying pan and then into the oven. So here I have it, just about bringing together. And I know that now it's going to be delicious, it's going to be very short. Might even be difficult to roll out, but we'll see. Right, so there it is, it's going into the cling film. And then into the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes. What I do is make 2 circles of greaseproof paper in order for me to roll my pastry out to sit on top of my pan, and then we're going to place it in the oven. So this shouldn't take too long. So I've got 1 roll, I've got 2. And there you go. 2 circles. Pastry from fridge after half an hour. On top of the circle, try not to handle it too much with your fingers as I'm doing. And then flour on rolling pin, just a tad, and begin to roll out. It's nice and short, it makes it difficult to roll, but it still tastes better the more difficult it is. Turn it. Temper it like so, just a bit of a temper. Encourage it into the circle that you want it to go in. And when you're rolling pastry out, you're looking at it to be roughly about as thick as a pound coin, or as the old pound coins used to be. Right, so you can see I've got it there, I'm just pinching it together gently. I don't want to overhandle it. And the last thing you want to do with pastry is put your body weight in. So it's just a gentle roll. You're coaxing it rather than forcing it. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to actually pop it in the freezer to get it really frozen. It will go on top of my pan better and it will just drop over the pear and hopefully cook after about half an hour. So there's my pastry ready to go in the freezer. That's finished. The next stage is to finish caramelising the pears off, place the pastry on top, frozen, and into the oven. There's the tartine out of the oven. Plate goes on top. Hope for the best. Turn it over like so. Drop it down. It's fabulous. Wow. Right, all I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to use a Doo Wop Chocolate Cafe's homemade lemon ice cream, put that on top, and then the whole thing is just ready to eat. Very short pastry, just like shortbread. This is a classic recipe. This is the Tartin Sister de Paris. It's been argued about for years who legally owns it, but it is them. Often a pear tartin is made with puff pastry. Personally, I hate it. This is a far nicer pastry. It's just short, it's rich, and it looks impressive. Thanks for watching. So there's your classic pear tartin. There's the whole thing. Remember, this thing doesn't really keep, so you make it and you eat it. If you want to learn how to make it, call us, contact us on look at the website, and you can get all the details there. But remember, if you want to win over somebody, if you can make this, dish this up, you've got them. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.